Hello, nice people. We're in Zandvoort. I hope the pronunciation is correct, in the Netherlands, and these cars this time come from 1962. Of course, 1962 is not the most important point, but of course, cars' behavior is the main point here, because delight and fun come from there. So these cars were only 1.5 liters capacity, about engine of course, with more or less 200 horsepower, but they were very light. In a certain way we can think as two motorbikes coupled together and squeezed down to the ground in the most aerodynamic way that those times allowed. And of course, no downforce. So, well, these guys seem to be a little too courageous here. I think I've kissed some tires as well. Yes, but unfortunately, even though open wheels in this case are pretty dangerous, nothing bad happened. And since this race, as usual, not to be something boring, is only four laps long, I mean short, attack and mistakes, of course, start from the very beginning. So let's have fun with these cars and let's have fun with the race. I guess my setup was a bit too much oversteering, as you can notice, but this is also the peculiar characteristic of the car. You know, the weight distribution and the rear traction, together with the tires that at those times had quite low grip, make a mix that need constant precision and care, not to waste any centimeters of the track, both when accelerating and keeping up speed in corners. Yet power was enough to easily enter oversteering under power, so the drive of these cars, in my humble opinion, is something really pleasant. And you know, as usual, you can't say it's easy. No, it's not easy at all. Must be very careful, but it's all about driving. It's not just trying to resist an overpowered engine. Well, while I'm chattering, you can see that, oh yeah, I made a replay. Racing lines crossed multiple times because my attack was too courageous here. Oops, yeah, oversteering, managed as I could. There are 2 or 3 different techniques to manage oversteering, and in this case, since the quickness of reactions of the car are not so fast as with modern Formula 1, guys, this overtake was very risky. Yeah, I got a replay here. This is quite a dangerous corner because you are really fast and there's a crest in the middle of the corner, but maybe my opponent here was too prudent while I wasn't. Okay, attacking again. I think this corner is right, but again I went too much sideways. Yes, I guess that really... someone went on the grass, right? I guess that really the setup I made was a bit too much oversteering, but you know, that's the behavior of rear-wheel drive cars, so nothing surprising. Yeah, I say it again, even though, because Oh, pardon. Even because a friend of mine made me notice this when I dragged him in these races. Really, these cars are more or less like two motorbikes coupled together, and it is not surprising that John Surtees won both on Formula 1 and on motorbikes at those times. Yeah, and the slipstream is working here as a good help for attacking, but again I made a mistake with oversteering. In this case it's also because the track is not completely flat. Wow. Yeah, I remember, that was scary. I thought I threw all the race away. Again the attack, the car goes sideways by itself, probably because the tarmac was not fully flat, and fighting side by side, elbow to elbow, but I was on a favorite racing line, and sliding we go again. There's a left hairpin. Maybe someone noticed that the engine is revving very low in tight corners, and that's a technique I'm using. It's not effective with all cars and in all corners. Oops, oh guys, as usual, when I'm starting to see two cars in front of me and trying to catch them up, I start making bad mistakes. In this case, I think that I just forgot to make a proper blip on the throttle when shifting down. And again, this was almost elegant as a slide, really on the verge of being called a drift. I cut some boring part, skipping the parts where nothing happened, and as you can see, first and second place are in range. But then we start the last lap, or maybe, yes, it should be the last lap, so the last lap syndrome is surely going to kill my skills and make me produce a whole lot of mistakes. Sliding we go again. This turn was nearly all in a drift, and of course I lost some precious distance. Again, this is just almost awkward. The tension, of course, and my lack of skills. And this is really awkward. That was really shameful. But of course, this means that first and second place are out of range, but they are fighting each other. So maybe I've got some hope, unless I make a bad shifting, and with two corners in front of me left, the race is over. No, it's not over. I can make another mistake, but not really indeed in this case. Okay, let's be happy with the podium at least. It's third place. I'm on the podium again. But the point is fun, is that racing with these cars is a beauty, is beautiful because, yeah, third place. It's beautiful because of the behavior and the fact that you're elbow to elbow with multiple other cars. You can exploit the slipstreams also in corners. Things don't happen so quickly that you can't manage them, but the driving technique is what makes this car absolutely awesome. So thanks Assetto Corsa. Thanks Lotus, thank you for watching, as usual. I hope to see you on the tracks, on the virtual tracks. Bye bye!